Coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7, NDP government marks first 100 days in office as cabinet ministers outline development plans for SVG in ready discussions. Economist warns of potential price pressures on the Caribbean from Middle East war. EU members divided on support for growing conflict in the Middle East. And in sports, charter flight arranged to bring West Indies men's team home from India. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV News and Sports this evening at 7.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV's News and Sports for Friday, March 6th, 2026. I'm Triska Campbell with the details. The number of people from the southern Grenadines who were displaced by Hurricane Beryl and have been living in government-paid accommodation nearly 2 years after the disaster has reportedly been reduced by half over the past 3 months. This is despite an ongoing shortage of building materials in warehouses. As we hear in this report by Larissa Pugs-the-Kid, the new Minister of Housing, Andrew John, said that since taking office, the government has been moving with urgency to get displaced persons back into their homes as quickly as possible.
December last year, about 700 people were still being housed in accommodation paid for by the government. However, that number has now dropped by roughly half, according to Minister of Housing, Andrew John.
We had a collaboration with the Ministry of Housing. We have Social Welfare Department, we had NEMO, and we had the NATSEC, that is National Security. Those ministries came together, we had a big meeting, and we made an assessment of the list of persons. And right away we were able to remove 300 plus names, family names from the list. But the majority of those who were taken off the list are persons who had already returned. So they were just being, I think somebody said they were enjoying the best of two worlds, and it was costing the government a lot of money.
John said those who remain on the list are mainly individuals who do not have homes to return to in the Grenadines, many of whom have been living in rented accommodation prior to Hurricane Beryl. The minister also explained that there is currently a shortage of building materials in the southern Grenadines, an issue the government is working urgently to address.
Presently, we have no material whatsoever in Union Island, and this will extend to the other neighboring islands. None whatsoever. The warehouse that was down there, I think we have to start putting it back together, because not only were the materials removed, but the fencing, the fencing also was removed in people's rush to take the material, I think, after the election. But I think some of it was deliberately given away, you know, but for political purposes. Sometimes I don't want to say, but it's the reality.
A total of $15 million has been allocated in the 2026 budget for building materials to support ongoing repairs and reconstruction. According to John, just over 50% of homes in the Grenadines have been repaired following the impact of Hurricane Beryl, which struck on July 1, 2024.
To be honest, in Canawan, I think we are at maybe 75–80% in Canawan and Beckwith. Those places still have some work to do, but the majority was done. But in Union Island and Mairo, I think it might just be over 50%. You know, we still have a lot of work down there to be done.
John added that additional building materials are currently being sourced from Jamaica as well as locally to help speed up the building process. For SVG-TV News, Larissa Pugs-the-Kid.
Tomorrow, Saturday, March 7th, 2026, will mark 100 days since the New Democratic Party, the NDP, formed government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Today, Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday and several of his cabinet ministers appeared on radio to discuss the administration's performance during its first 100 days in office. The Prime Minister Friday said that the government has already delivered on a number of promises that were expected to be fulfilled within the first 60 days, noting that although progress may have been made, much work still remains to be done within a short period of time. He also indicated that an assessment of statutory boards is currently on the way. A few weeks ago, there was a heightened public discussions regarding persons appointed to some of these boards after lists of appointments began circulating on social media.
It's a rapid assessment. There's a committee, but there's a team that are assessing the boards, the statutory boards, because we have a lot of them. We're replacing the members on the boards now because all of them expired at the end of December, which is quite a ridiculous thing that, all these boards become pretty much empty at the end of December, and we have to replace. So we are doing an assessment as well as to see what value they add, where we could combine, how they have been managed. If you need further investigations, we will do so.
In an effort to reduce the traffic congestion from the windward side of the island into Kingstown, a roundabout is being proposed for Annisville. The proposal was revealed by Minister of Transport, Infrastructure and Physical Planning Nigel Stevenson while speaking on radio today, as he and his cabinet colleagues, including leader Dr. Godwin Friday, commemorated their first 100 days in office. Minister Stevenson said discussions regarding the plan were scheduled to take place today as authorities look at ways to reroute traffic, which has increasingly become a problem along that corridor.
In the works, we have already drawings and all of these things for reconfiguration of the Annisville area. That is causing a roundabout is coming.
Right.
Yeah?
A roundabout is coming.
And also one of the things that we are planning to do is from the Annisville tarmac area into Kingstown to have at least an additional lane. So in the morning, for example, we can open 2 lanes from the windward side into Kingstown.
Wow. Okay.
And coming out of Kingstown, we would have 1 lane. And in the evening, where you have this ridiculous traffic, we reverse the process and have 2 lanes going out of Kingstown.
With just over 3 months in office, a newly established ministry, the minister responsible for family, gender affairs, Lavan Gibson-Vellock, says she would like to see women who find themselves in difficult situations provided with safe housing through her ministry. The Minister Vellock outlined this and other plans for her ministry while joining her cabinet colleagues on radio today, celebrating their first 100 days in office.
Really love to see happen is that there is a safe home for women, a place where they can, when they're abused and they're taken out and you want to take them out of the situation, a safe home. We don't have that. There was the Guadalupe home that was burnt. It hasn't been rebuilt. So, that we have a shortfall there, and the need is great. We also need, we are about to move a little later this year. We're going to move offices because we don't have enough space where we are for confidentiality. Young girls come in, they want counseling. We don't have that space available.
Police concerned some cocaine from recent Maritime drug bust may still be in circulation. This and other stories coming up when I return with more local news. Stay with us.
Welcome to Sister.
Welcome to the upgraded C-Star Limited,
where we offer to almost all your household items.
They've expanded their range to sofas, dining and patio sets, beds and mattresses, wardrobes, kitchen cabinets, office furniture. That's just a few from the luxurious collection. Not forgetting their signature quality windows, doors, rails, and bathroom enclosures. Journey on up to C-Star, where their friendly sales clerk is happy to assist. C-Star Limited, where quality meets style.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of, one that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Introducing 2 new Instacash games. Yes, 2 more chances to win more money instantly from the National Lotteries Authority. Get the new $2 game, Win It All, where you can win up to $2,500. And there's Stacko Cash for $3 with a top prize of $5,000. Win It All and Stacko Cash, new Instacash games loaded with lots of prizes. Available at all Lotto agents. Instacash, so easy to play, and you can win instantly.
Since 2012, we have provided reliable, professional dialysis services in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are now proud to offer you new solutions for your health problems. Each new solution is being delivered to you with the same high degree of care and professionalism. We also use the best technology in the delivery of our services. So, does your doctor need a precise view of what's happening inside your body? Let us perform an ultrasound for you. Ladies, if it's your breasts, then choose our mammography service. For all issues related to men and women's health at any stage in your life, our team can perform the necessary investigations to put your mind at ease and recommend solutions for your problems. If it's to see within your chest or check for broken bones and fractures, then use our state-of-the-art U-Arm X-ray service. For you aging men and women, we can now check your bone density, which will reduce any complications that may arise with overall bone health, osteoporosis, or arthritis. Health Solutions will provide answers and results in a timely, accurate manner in the most comfortable environment, while you are taken care of by well-trained and experienced staff. Please call us today at 451-2836 or 434-3170, or visit us online at healthsolutionsSVG.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Health Solutions, where we are providing solutions in SVG with care.
Welcome back to the evening news. Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crime, Trevor Buju-Bailey, has expressed concern that some of the cocaine discovered floating in waters around St. Vincent and the Grenadines may still be in possession of the members of the public and could potentially contribute to criminal activity. Larissa Pugsley-Kidd tells us more.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Trevor Bailey assured that there has been no spike in crime in the country at this time.
Unlike what is being hyped on social media, there's no escalation of crime here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
However, he noted that the law enforcement remains concerned that cocaine, which washed up in local waters following a boat strike on February 13, could still be circulating.
That is a given. We are actively investigating, we're searching, we're looking for it, because it is in the wrong hands.
2 men were recently charged with possession of cocaine following a joint operation by the Narcotics Unit, the Rapid Response Unit, and the Special Services Unit in West Kingstown. During the operation, police recovered approximately 22.9 pounds of cocaine.
We have had some reports where persons whose name were called as a fisherman and who people believe might have taken in their possession this drug. People went in search of them and demanding that they hand over the cocaine that they have in their possession. That is of concern for us because it has the potential to spiral into serious violence.
The Minister of National Security previously stated that cocaine with an estimated street value of about $500 million washed ashore following the Maritime incident in the country's waters. Assistant Commissioner Bailey says that appeal remains in effect.
And I supported the call for persons who are in possession of this dangerous drug to hand it over to law enforcement. Situation is too grave for us to be joking around saying that the fishermen found or had a lotto out at sea. Can't be joking with that. That is no lotto. That is a recipe for disaster. And that is one recipe that you do not need to take to the kitchen to experiment with. Because, as I said, it has the potential where we can see an upheave in serious criminality.
Bailey stressed that the possession or concealment of cocaine is illegal and warned that persons found with the drug will face the full extent of the law. For SVG-TV News, Larissa Pugsley-Kidd.
Meanwhile, ASP Bailey said another concern being addressed by police is the issue of gang activity in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He noted that the police are continuing operations aimed at disrupting gangs and addressing those involved in criminal activity. Details on what the police are doing to address gang activity will be provided in a subsequent newscast. In other news, the Ministry of Health, Wellness, Environmental Health and Energy is urging residents across St. Vincent and the Grenadines to practice safe water storage methods to lower the risk of mosquito-borne diseases such as dengue, chikungunya, and Zika during the ongoing dry season. The ministry is urging residents to cover water containers tightly, empty and clean containers weekly, properly store or dispose of unused containers, clear gutters and drains regularly, use mosquito repellents, wear long-sleeve clothing during early morning and late afternoons when mosquitoes are most active, and install or repair window and door screens. The ministry said persons infected with dengue, chikungunya, or Zika may experience sudden fever, severe joint or muscle pain, headaches, fatigue, or rash. Residents with these symptoms are encouraged to seek medical attention promptly and may take a paracetamol or Panadol for relief. The ministry noted that non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs such as ibuprofen should be avoided until assessed by a healthcare provider. Chikungunya is a viral disease transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which also spreads dengue and Zika. This mosquito breeds in clean, stagnant water commonly found around homes, including drums, buckets, flower pots, discarded tires, and clogged gutters. The ministry said it will continue to strengthen surveillance, vector control, and public education across all health districts, and urges residents to take proactive steps to protect their health during this period. The 11th Schools Garifuna Folk Festival was hosted here today, Friday, March 6, 2026, at Independence Park in capital Kingstown. The event was hosted by the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture, and Creative Industries in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and the Garifuna Heritage Foundation. The festival, held under the theme Children of Shataya, Fruits of Our Heritage, featured song, dance, poetry, music, choral speech, fashion, and for the first time, a medley debut done by both primary and secondary school students across the country. The festival also featured a history exhibition by secondary school students. Trophies were given out for the best performance and representation in each category. The festival kicked off with a march pass from the park by the students, the teachers, other personnel accompanied by the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Band. Approximately 30 schools were expected to take part in this year's festival, an increase of over last year, which the organizers say reflects the growing national interest and engagement in the celebration of Garifuna heritage. The National Heroes and Heritage Month activities will continue tomorrow with an Indigenous Heritage exhibition to be hosted by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Indigenous Peoples Alliance at the London Playing Field in Sandy Bay from 2 p.m. The exhibition will be held under the theme Reclaiming Our Indigenous Heritage. It will feature traditional drumming, dancing, and singing, as well as craft making and storytelling, Indigenous film screenings of local food, drinks, and crafts for sale. Meanwhile, on Sunday, March 8, 2026, from 9 a.m., members of the Garifuna Heritage Foundation will come together with the Methodist Church community at Arnesville to fellowship and worship as a symbol of gratitude for the survival of the Garifuna, as well as a people in gratitude for the survival of critical elements of the Garifuna heritage and culture, namely the language, the dance, and the music and spirituality. All Vincentians are invited to participate in the worship session and to wear the Garifuna colors of yellow, black, and white, or in African wear. The Garifuna Heritage Foundation says it also intends to collaborate with the National Council of Women to recognize the importance of the contributions of women, as March 8th is also designated by the United Nations as International Women's Day. The Full Potential program in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be joining the global community in commemorating International Women's Day on Sunday, March 8th, under the theme Give to Gain. The program recognizes the pivotal role that women play as educators, coordinators, and innovators, driving transformative change across classrooms and communities. Country coordinator of the program, Yvette Antwine, outlines how we can embrace this year's theme against the backdrop of the project's mission.
So what can we give? We can all give our support to advance women and girls. As individuals, this means calling out stereotypes, challenging discrimination, questioning bias, celebrating women's successes, and sharing knowledge and encouragement with others. These are all tenets of the Full Potential Project.
The Full Potential Project has been working with educators, school leaders, and the ministries of education in Dominica, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines to make schools safer, fairer, and more empowering for every child. Economists warns of potential price pressures on Caribbean from Middle East war. With this, when I return with the regional news, stay with us.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs, and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.